Well, hello and welcome to a new video. So for the past couple of days, I went through all of the makeup that I've tried in 2021. I had to break this down into different categories because I didn't want the videos to be too long. For the past couple of days, I've been starting my videos saying, I'm gonna be super quick. Like, this is good, this is bad, this is okay, whatever. And somehow I end up with a 20-minute video because I keep talking and talking and talking and talking. I have so many face products to go through today. I really have to power through to fight my own desire to talk about makeup for hours on end and really be as concise as possible. So let's give this a try. We will start with primer, and I don't know how I tried so many of these, but whatever. I have the Redness Correcting and Pore Minimizing Primer from Essence. This really doesn't do much. I have the Sheglam Birthday Skin Primer from Sheglam. This is supposed to be a dupe of the Tatcha. I find it to be more greasy. It's not really that good to me, but whatever. I have from Catrice the One Step Skin Perfector. Now this, I believe, is more meant to be worn on its own. It's not a bad primer, it's just, it wants to do everything, and so it ends up not doing much at all. I have the Prime Light from Milani. This has a strobing effect. It's beautiful. It makes me think a lot of the MAC strobe cream, whatever. If I had to choose, I would go for the MAC, so it's not bad, it's just not better than the other one. I then have the Oil Control Priming Mist. This I really cannot tell you a lot about. I only used it once. I just never think of using a spray as a primer, so this is kind of, I don't know. The Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, I feel leaves a little bit of a white cast. It does have SPF 15 in it. It's not bad, it's just, I know it's very expensive and I don't feel like it does enough. I then have the Skin Hero from Arborian. This, I think if you use it on its own, it does give a little bit of something more to your skin and makes it look a bit more perfected. But as a primer, I just, yeah, again, don't see much of a difference. I also have the Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer from First Aid Beauty. I really like this. This is also more of a glowy, strobing kind of a primer, but it's less shiny than a strobing cream, and it's very moisturizing. It's just good. Honestly, this is really nice to put on. Same thing from the First Light Priming Filter from Becca. I really like this. I feel like it just makes me look more awake and fresh. I really like this a lot. And last but not least, I'm putting this in the primer. It's not exactly a primer. I do use it as a primer sometimes. Sometimes I mix it in wet foundations. Sometimes I use it as a highlight. This is the, what's that name? Hollywood Flawless Filter, something. Like, you can't see anything. My packaging, like, it's completely rubbed off. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's a cult classic favorite product, and it's also a favorite of mine. Moving on to foundations, there is the Matte Velvet Skin from Makeup Forever. This, as much as I enjoy a full coverage matte foundation, this is too cakey, this is too thick, this is too present on the skin. I do use it and I mix it in with another more glowy and light product, but it's not a favorite. Natasha Denona, I have two colors of the foundation X Full Coverage Fruit Complex Foundation. This is really good. I feel like it's the kind of foundation that really a lot of people can love. You can get definitely a decent coverage. It's not gonna be like, oh my god, a mask on, but you do get a nice coverage, and it still looks natural enough if you want to go for a more natural look. It's just really a nice formula. It wears well, it's easy to apply, it's just really nice. I also have the Catrice Trueskin Hydrating Foundation. I'm not gonna go into detail about this one. I've talked about it in my Catrice videos. This is definitely a good find of this year. The Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation from Essence, however, my skin does not agree with this. It's supposed to be a hydrating foundation, and I'm supposed to have combo skin. Somehow it makes my skin drier. Like, I feel like it makes dry patches appear that don't exist if I don't put this foundation on. This is really a fail, and I don't get it because I know a lot of people like it. It just, I need to try this more, probably, but so far, not so good. The Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint from Fenty is definitely not the kind of product I usually go to. The fact that it's Fenty, of course, kind of drew me in, and also the fact that a lot of people like it and said that for a skin tint, it does have a nice coverage. It's definitely not covering enough for my personal taste, but on lighter days, it's beautiful. It does make my skin look very, very pretty. This, however, this is a sample. I used another one. I had a bunch of different shades. This is the Hydrating Longwear Foundation from Fenty, and this is awful. Honestly, awful. Same thing, I believe I did review this somehow. I don't remember exactly, but I have talked about it before, and I have said that it's just bad. It moves everywhere. Even if you have dry skin, don't use this. I don't know what this is, but I don't like it. I then have the Becca Light Shifter Doing Tint. Oh my god. I looked like a disco ball. I understand that this is a skin tint. All right, so it's going to be light coverage. It's a dewy product, so it's going to be dewy, which again is not my go-to look. But I feel like you can do dewy and fresh. This on me looks dewy, shiny, like a disco ball. I'm not, again, going to go too deep into details because I did a dedicated video for this product, but it's just really, really, really not looking good on me at all. I do mix it in sometimes with other products, but I have to be extra careful because, man, that shine. Now, Glowish, for instance, this is the Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I can kind of work with this a little better. I tried using this on its own. It was glowy. It was too dewy to my taste. Definitely, I even had a friend who was like, yeah, I was thinking that you were looking a bit shiny there. It's not bad looking though. I feel like the Becca one, I really cannot pull it off. This one I could, depending on what other makeup I use with. But really, I use it to mix it in with other foundations, and I find that it does mix very well with other foundations, and it really brings that little bit of a light and life that some other more matte foundations need. So it's a good product, but not to use on its own for me. And last foundation is actually a powder foundation. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Freshware Foundation in a Powder from L'Oreal. I do like this. I do believe it's a very nice powder foundation, very covering, not too powdery. Don't use this though. I feel like if you use this the way it was advertised on TikTok and stuff, it just, yes, it's covering, but it looks awful. It looks awful on the skin. Use a brush. Depending on the coverage you want, you can use a more dense brush. Don't use the sponge. It doesn't look good. I don't like it with the sponge, but it is a nice product. So I feel like I started the year using mostly the Shape Tape from Tarte. I had only used this one, I feel like the past year, like that was pretty much the one I was using all of the time. And somehow this year I ended up trying 9 concealers. So I guess I had this idea in mind that like, okay, you need to step away from the Shape Tape a little bit and try to see what else is out there. And I went and I saw, and here's what I learned. The Essence Stay All Day 16-Hour honestly does nothing, not covering enough for me. Same thing for the Catrice Trueskin. This is supposed to be a high cover concealer. It's not concealing enough for me. And again, I've heard some people saying it's a decent amount of coverage. On me, I feel like it does nothing, and it moves. It moves. Like 1 hour later, it's like bam, your under eyes are bare. It's even with baking powder, all of it, it just moves everywhere. I really, really didn't like it. The Sheglam 12-Hour Full Coverage Concealer is okay. not a favorite, not a bad one. I mean, it's fine. The Photo Focus Concealer from Wet n Wild, too dry. The applicator as well is just, I feel like you need to go back in to get the product out. Not the easiest to blend either because of the, yeah, drier texture. Really not a favorite. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD. Unfortunately, the one I have is way too light. So I don't even remember trying this on its own because I was like, there's no way I can put it off. I have used it in combination with other concealers who were sometimes too dark. But since I don't remember trying this on its own, I can't really give you much of an opinion. So really, this is, I don't know. The Milani Conceal and Perfect. Now this is a good concealer from the drugstore. This is high coverage enough for me. It's still natural if you want it to look natural. It's not like super cakey and thick. It's nice consistency. I find it easy to blend. It's a good one. I then have the Jouer High Coverage Liquid Concealer and the Magic Touch from ABH. I'm talking about these at the same time because to me, they do the same thing in the sense that they cover what I need covered, but they don't look thick on the face. They don't look like, oh my God, your under eyes are so concealed right now. You know what I mean? Like they still look very nice on the skin. I just really love those. I feel like if you want a more natural concealer, this is not gonna go for you, even if they're easy to blend in. But oh my God, I love these. This, however, oh geez, Becca, I'm sorry. I'm starting to understand why they closed because I'm guessing that their latest products were not that good. I mean, I know that some people love that doing skin tint, whatever, that made me look like a disco ball. But this surely, I don't think, I mean, I'm gonna investigate, but I don't see a lot of people loving this. This is sticky. It's a sticky concealer. It is the Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer. I mean, yeah, it's coverage because it's so sticky. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, it's just sticky and I feel like it just emphasizes every line. Like even on my hand, you can see like it does not look pretty at all. I tried to blend this in with my fingers, with a brush, with a sponge. It's like super glue, but that's tinted. It's weird. I really don't like this. Ugh, really don't like this. I have two loose setting powders. The Baked Glow setting powder from Sheglam. This is the shade Cappuccino. It's slightly too dark on my skin. It doesn't look like it, but it does darken my skin. It's okay though, because I use it when I have a too light concealer on to kind of balance it out. It's a nice powder. Honestly, it's not bad. The Veil translucent powder from Hourglass, however, this is really beautiful. If you have dry skin, it's not emphasizing any of that. You're gonna love it. Even if you have more oily skin like me, it still sets the makeup. It does what it's supposed to do, but in a very nice, subtle way. The mattifying compact powder from Essence does nothing, honestly, don't like it. The Poreless Perfection powder from Catrice, don't really like it. I feel like it's not as bad. I can still kind of make it work, but it still doesn't really do much. The Milani Prep Set and Glow, don't use this to set your makeup. Again, you're gonna look like a disco ball. Even if you have dry skin, like you don't want your dryness to be emphasized. This is gonna do just that, honestly. If you have dry skin, it's gonna emphasize the dryness. If you have oily skin, it's gonna make you look too shiny. It's just, I fail to see who would like this. As a soft highlighter, it might look very nice, but the way it is marketed, it's a no for me. Now the Becca Light Shifter Finishing Veil. This is a finishing powder that I can get on board with because it's not too shiny, but it's also not shiny enough in the same breath. I don't know how to explain it. When I'm looking for a finishing powder, either it's, you know, a finishing powder that's gonna diminish the my pores, that's gonna make my skin look more perfect and matte and like velvet-like, or it's gonna be something luminous that makes me look a bit more alive and fresh and glowy, you know? This falls somewhere right in the middle to the point where it's not poreless enough and it's not illuminating enough. It's kind of, it's not a bad product. I just fail to see the point. You know, it's just not doing anything bad, but it's really not doing anything at all. Now the Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Feathery, I do like this, but I do not like this to set my under eyes. I like to use it to set my makeup, and it doesn't look like I have any powder on. I do like it because it has a very nice soft finish for the under eyes. I know some people do set their under eyes concealer with this. On me, it doesn't work. Like, it's just gonna move as if I had put no powder on. So I do like this, but not as much as I thought I would. And last but not least, I mean, I love this so much, and yet I don't use it enough because I feel like it's cheating. You know, like when I'm trying a foundation and I'm trying to see how products like work together and blend in together, I feel like if I'm using this on top, I'm kind of cheating because this can make anything look pretty. You know, it's a very, very beautiful powder. It definitely is getting a bit of a heartburn, so I'm gonna have to scratch it a little bit. It's one of these powders that it does give you a nice satin finish, like you're slightly not dewy but just luminous, and at the same time it reduces the appearance of pores and lines. I don't understand what kind of magic is behind this, but oh my god, I love it so much. I don't understand why I don't use it more often. And we will finish off with the base product, even though technically this is the last step of the makeup, with the setting sprays. I have the Keep It Perfect from Essence. Yeah, it's fine, it's a spray, it doesn't do much. I have the Prime and Fine from Catrice. Same thing, it's a spray, it's nice, whatever. And I have the Professional Super Setter. Now this, I feel like it does set my makeup a little bit better. It's still not the all-nighter from Urban Decay, but it does work well. So because I have so many face products, I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna then do another video with the bronzers, blushes, and highlights. I have less of these, I feel like, and maybe that way I will get to swatch a few of them and be a little bit more talkative about each product and not like go super fast like I tried to do today. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel because it's free, so why wouldn't you? And I will see you guys next time. Bye!